So this is Ricard back with an interview, and this time I'm talking to November Niner from France, Sylvain Loosli. How are you?
Hi, Ricard. Very well, thank you.
So where are you now?
Back to London, where I live.
Okay.
West London, actually. So now I'm taking a bit of time to relax
Yeah.
and try to just enjoy my time
Yeah.
back home.
When did you move to London?
I moved to London about 2 years ago.
Okay. What was the main reason for moving to London?
So actually, I had a lot of close friends from poker who already moved to London at that time, and I started. I actually became professional about 3 years ago.
Okay.
When I ended my studies, and the French market was regulated at that time. So if I wanted to keep playing on all the international sites, I had no choice. I couldn't stay in France. So London was just very close from Paris, and it was just the perfect location to go to.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of poker players who lives in London now. Do you do you like the nightlife, the restaurants, or what else is good about London?
Yeah, I think London is really a great city. I love everything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nightlife is great. You have different styles of nightlife depending what part of London you go to. You have a tremendous choice of good restaurants.
Yeah.
You can eat French, you can eat Asian, you can eat Indian, you can eat a bit of everything. So
I think I mean maybe it's a bit European thought, but maybe it's the best city in the world when it comes to mix and good quality of food, right?
yeah, I definitely agree about that. Yeah.
Are you otherwise proud of the French kitchen? Do you like the French food?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I love French.
Yeah, but it's good. You can find French food in London as well.
Yeah, it's
Now I
not a
checked
big deal.
I checked you up a little bit. You didn't have too many registered results before the World Series poker this summer, right?
That's right.
Is that because you didn't play that much, or are you mostly a cash game player from before?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't play many tournaments before. I think maximum of 10 live tournaments before. I played just few EPTs, like 3 EPTs before, on Partouche Poker Tour, a few side events. So yeah, I didn't play so much live. I was mainly on an online cash game player. I usually play 510 to 2550 online.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my main game. I play a lot of short-handed heads up.
Okay.
And I did enjoy playing online, and for that time, I was making some decent money. So
Yeah.
I didn't have to
How long
play.
were you professional for before this summer?
3 years.
3 years. So you've been living on playing poker more or less only online for 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, for a bit more actually. Let's say at least 4 years, because when I was a student, and at that time I was already living for poker as well. So.
All right. So how about your sponsor there, Winamax? Is that did you play? Do you play still a lot with them, or is it a good site to play on?
Yeah, actually, I always played a lot on Winamax for many years. They have a great software. Uh, Many of the guys from the team pro were some of my friends. I knew the team manager. I actually knew a lot of guys there. So when they came to me with a proposal, when I final tabled the main event, it just felt very natural for me to sign with them and go on with Winamax.
Excellent. Now, to try to recap, I don't know if you have written it down or if you have thought about it many times throughout the days of the main event. I mean, were you in good shape all the way through?
Yeah, except day one. I remember day one at some point I fell at 12K with starting stack of 30K. But after that I doubled up twice, and I just never looked back. I was just grinding, and chipping up all the time. I think at the end of day 2, I was in the top 50 chip counts. I was I had the biggest chip count of all the French players, and after that, it was I never had to put my really to put my tournament at risk at any point before the final table.
Is that right? You were you never all in, or were you
No, I was never in.
never all in?
Never. I mean, yeah, no, not for my tournament life.
No, no, no.
So that's quite.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, avoiding the situations where you even risk. I mean, it's fine to be all in if you have the nuts, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Did you feel like you were specifically gifted with great cards, or was it good timing and just patience for you? You think?
Yeah, of course. I had some at some points. I had some really strong hands. I knew when I had to be patient too, but of course, I had some very strong hands at some points. Just before the bubble, I had a very big cooler against some guy when I flopped the straight flush.
Did
And
you
he had
flop
the
a straight flush?
Yeah, and he had the second nuts flush. So, well, of course, you need to have this kind of big setup for you at some point in that kind of tournament if you want to make a big result. Yeah, you need to run good for sure.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What was your hand, and what was the flop in that situation?
Oh yeah, I had Jack 9 of hearts, and the flop was Queen 10 8 of hearts or earth. So I flopped the straight flush, and my opponent had King 3 of hearts.
Wow!
And the turn was an ace of hearts.
Really?
Yes.
That's an amazing hand.
Just crazy.
That's so sick because he's blocking one of the straight flushes as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So
was that
of course, I was lucky to be in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a few big hands at some point, and I always managed to get paid off when I had big hands. So yeah, I don't have to complain.
No. Now, when it was closing into the final table, what was your thoughts when we were playing from 18 down to the final table? What was going through your head?
Actually, I was just trying to be very focused, to take my time for every single decision. Just trying to play my best poker. Actually, I had a great position when you were only 18 left, because I had the chip lead for a while. I was up to 34 millions at some point, and there were a lot of short stacks at my table.
Okay.
And we were almost playing short-headed at some point. So I knew I just had to play my game, put a bit of pressure on my opponents, play as many hands as I could, and try to keep on chipping up. Unfortunately, I lost a big pot against Mikhail Bumalice.
Yeah.
When I was way ahead. So at that point, I think I came back to around 25 millions. And then I was card dead for a while. And I lost a bit of chips. And so finally, we were down to 10. So we were united for the pre-final table, with 10 players.
Yeah.
And at that point, I knew that I had to play a bit tight, just to be patient, but not too tight, because I knew that the short stacks would. It was a very big bubble for the short stacks.
Oh my God!
When you're bubbling the November 9, yeah, it's so big. So I didn't want to burst at any point.
It's easy in any other tournament to check on the final table bubble in any other tournament and the value of the 10th place and the 9th. But here it's so much more.
Sponsoring value, there's the media, there's so many things. Yeah. So you just don't want to bubble that final table.
No. It was Carlos who bubbled, right? Yeah.
No, it was Carlos.
Yeah, because there's a lot of players.
I had a decent position. I had the average stack. I had more than 50 big blinds. So I didn't have to worry.
No.
Didn't have to take too many big risks. So yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Did you after it was over? Did you stay in touch with any of the other final tablists?
Not really. Not really. No, I don't think any of them. I mean, stayed in touch with some other players.
No, no, no.
I knew a bit David Benefield.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some good friends in common. I didn't know him much,
Okay.
so we just talked a bit, but that's it. I
I mean,
just
it's always interesting, and maybe you've been talking about that in other interviews. But did you take someone on to become better during the 3 months before the final
yeah,
table?
sure. It was actually like somehow part of my deal with Winamax. I knew Ludovic Laquet and David Iketai.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good players.
Yeah, they are very good players. They won titles. David has 2 bracelets. Ludovic won on EPT. David also won on EPT.
Yeah, yeah. He won in Sanremo, I think, right?
Sorry, more, yeah.
Yeah.
And David won in Berlin last year.
Yeah.
So I knew them, and I just wanted to make sure that they would have enough time to work with me, to coach me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we spent quite a lot of time discussing strategy, studying my opponents, gathering as much information as we could.
Yeah.
And yeah, talking strategy, running some simulations. So yeah, that was great. Yeah, I did a lot of preparation. Yeah,
Did you feel when you came to the final table and even after it was done that it helped a lot that you did that preparation and before?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps. When I walked at the table, the final table, I felt really confident, really relaxed. So I knew I did my best to be well prepared. So I knew that I just had to play my game and just take my time to think about every single decision to make sure I was taking everything into account and playing well.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it.
I think that well now after it's been a while since it was done. What is it now? 2 weeks or something like that, right? And what were there any specific hands during the final table that you are disappointed with the way you played it?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, there's one hand I'm disappointed with. I think it was one of the last hands I played against Mark Etienne McLaughlin. I had 8-6 suited, so yeah, I opened for the cutoff and he defends on the big blind, and the flop comes I think King 8-5 all spades, and I decide to c-bet and he check raises me, and it's quite funny because everybody played quite online, quite tight post flop, and I think we didn't see any check raise before.
Really?
Yeah, almost no check raise. So I should have just bet folded, but somehow I don't know. I just leveled a bit myself and just thought, okay, it's too easy for him to bluff me, to check raise bluff with almost anything on that board. So I decided to click it back, and he shoved. So yeah, then I had to fold. I knew he had a big hand. He had flop flush actually.
Okay.
But the thing is, I think it was not a good bluff at that point because I lost the block.
Yeah.
When I did that bluff, I had a bit more than 20 big blinds, and then I fell suddenly to 13 or 14 big blinds. It was quite a mistake at that point because it got a bit more difficult for me to reshove on some opens.
Okay. What was there? 5 or 4 players left when you did that?
No, we are still 6 actually. Yeah.
Six
Six.
players. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We are still 6 players.
But you
But
stayed.
I think I liked a bit of maybe lucidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I was a bit tired. I don't know, but it's the only real mistake I think I did at the final table.
And the specific hands that you are specifically proud of or happy with the way you played it?
Mm,
Or maybe there's not a single specific hand that stands out.
yeah, there are just few hands when I free bet my opponents and they call and just see bet the flop. And like I remember one hand when I free bet ace queen against McLaughlin.
Yeah.
And I knew he was calling every single free bet, so I knew he was going to make some mistakes. So I just needed to punish this kind of mistake.
Yeah.
So he called and the flop came like king 7-9 with flush draw. I had ace queen. So I had to see that even though I only kept 10 million behind, but just had to see that flop. I knew that he was just calling to white pre-flop, and that the board hit my range much more than it hits his range. So
Yeah, of course.
yeah, I mean I think I just played. I've just been patient when I needed to, and a bit became more aggressive at some point, and I think it worked quite well.
Yeah,
Because I was short stack for a long time. I lost a big pot against David Benefield at the beginning of the final table, so it was not the best scenario for me
of course
at the beginning of the final table.
For everyone who dreams about being in your situation, reaching the final table of the main event, what was it that kept you together? Were you did you feel calm? Was it important for you the money jumps? Did that affect you the way you played?
No, to be honest, the money jumps didn't affect me the way I played. I just did a lot of ICM calculations with my, of course, with my coaches, with my friends. So I just knew if I was short stack at some point, if I had to be tighter or if I had to shove a lot of hands. But it didn't really affect me. I just knew how to play short stack or deeper stack. And no, I to be honest, I just played for the win.
Yeah.
My only goal was to win the tournament.
Yeah. Of course, it's good to survive if you want to win a tournament as well. Yeah. Of course,
things can change very quickly in the tournament. You know?
Yeah. It
So
felt
quickly,
like
even if you're the first time.
Yeah. It just felt like McLaughlin was, no matter what his stack was like, he was so aggressive and so active, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was very active. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he made a few mistakes, but he still he played alright. He played well, and he knew when to take some risks, and did pay off.
Yeah. What about What about Farber and Reese? So what did you think of the way they played?
I think everybody was surprised by the way Farber played. I mean, people just underestimated him.
Yeah.
I think he was definitely not the best player at the table, but he was a decent player.
Yeah.
From what I saw before when we played on day 7 in July, he played a solid game. I didn't see him make really any mistakes, so I was not underestimating him. But he actually played very well.
Yeah, excellent.
Of good cards, of course, but I think he played well. With also he played some good poker. I think maybe at some point he played a bit too tight.
Okay.
That's the only thing I would say, but yeah, he at some point he played tight, so he knew also when to use his tight image to make a few moves, and he got some big setups for him as well. So he was just chipping up all the time, and
yeah, of course,
it was actually hard to stop him. Really hard.
Of course. Now, we talked the other day and discussed a few subjects, and
Yeah.
Between reaching the final table and the final table, you played a tournament in Ireland, the Irish Festival or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Because you weren't that well known before, maybe among some French players, but
Yeah.
did you notice a big difference of your opponents when you played in the Irish Festival? Because you
Yeah.
then were a known player.
It's quite funny because this tournament was 500 re-entry, so sponsored by Winamax. So there are a lot of qualified online qualifiers. So a lot of French players who knew about me, of course. They knew me. They knew I was November 9 now. So somehow, yeah, they were a bit scared when we played together. When we played some pods together with some of these guys. So in a lot of situations, I think they were a bit scared of me. They played too tight. So it did help me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew I had some kind of psychological advantage
Yeah, of course.
on many players.
Yeah.
So that was nice. Yeah.
I guess it was a pretty social thing as well. Being a November Niner, a lot of people wanted to ask you questions and talk to you. Wasn't it?
Yeah, sure. Some people came to me to take some pictures with me. A lot of people, and yeah, just to have a word, just to congratulate me. So it's really nice.
Yeah, yeah, that's very nice. Was there something, because it was pretty USA dominated in the end there? It's a lot of American players at the end of the final table. Was that something you thought of, defending Europe or something? Because I think it was when Brummelhuis went out, you were the last non-American or something, right?
There was still Amir, who's from
Yeah, yeah,
Israel,
yeah, yeah.
but he's been living in the US for
Yeah,
many
he's
years.
half American at
It's,
least.
somehow he's American.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, I had a lot of supporters who came from France. I think 70 people in my
Wow,
came to
wow.
support me,
That's so cool. Did you
and
pay
I
for
knew I
them?
knew that. Sorry,
Did you pay for all of them?
no, not for all of them. Uh, but yeah, I knew that thousands of players, thousands of poker fans, people passionate about poker were watching the live stream back in France.
Yeah,
So yeah, I knew to play well, to defend the French colors.
yeah, yeah. Maybe
Uh,
not only the French. I mean, we're all Europeans. You know, we're in the same union in Europe, and it was like you
yeah,
against the Americans with
yeah,
us.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I
That's
know. Yeah, I know a lot of Swedish guys that wanted you to win as well. So that's cool. Yeah, what an amazing experience. I mean. I was thinking about the Farber thing you said there, underestimating someone, because this is a situation that has never happened to any one of the players there before. So it's not like anyone has any experience from a similar situation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's very special.
Yeah,
It's very special, and to be honest, I think it was a good thing for guys like Faber or Wayne Rees because they were not the favorite guys, the favorite ones to win compared to Twan.
yeah,
I think JC Twan, when we started playing, I felt that he had some kind of pressure just because everyone was expecting him to win.
yeah,
He has a great experience.
yeah.
He has a lot of results, a lot of wins, and so on. So
Did you, because you played with him before the final table a little bit, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Did you
yeah,
notice that he was sort of affected by the pressure during the final table?
yeah, I felt it at the final table. Yeah,
Oh,
I
so
was not
cool.
sure before but at the final table, I felt that he was a bit scared at in some
Wow.
spots. I felt that he was scared.
Yeah, I
Scared
understand
not
that.
to put all of his chips in just
Yeah,
because the prize gems were big.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's quite interesting because the guy is a family man. He's married. He has a child. His wife was pregnant at the time. So yeah, I mean, I understand that it can change a lot of things in your way of thinking, in your decisions.
Yeah. I
So
also, as you said, that he had a lot of pressure because a lot of people thought he would be the winner. that he had a lot to lose, and most other players on the table had nothing to lose. They had only to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, kind of, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
anyway, living in London, I read somewhere. I think you were the only player. Did you pay any tax from your wins?
No, I don't. I don't pay any. You don't pay any tax on the any gambling winnings or poker or anything. Um,
That's pretty
so that's
handy.
great.
Did
That's
you?
great.
It's always a tricky question, but and you don't have to answer it. But did you have the full? Did you have 100% in yourself?
No, I had because I just sold a bit to some friends. I did swap also a bit, so I think I had a bit more than 70. I had a bit more than 70%.
Yeah, that's fine anyway.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a guy, he had, 15% or something in himself when he played a big tournament, and
Only 15. Yeah,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, but that was a big tournament though.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it's always tricky. But then you have to make your investors proud if you have a lot
Yeah,
of, yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. So
And like my investors were some friends, so
yeah.
you're always glad to make your friends richer and happier.
Yeah, it's almost like a team sport poker then, because it's Team Sylvain, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So you're the team captain.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what does the what do you do when you don't play poker now?
Well, I try to do normal stuff.
Yeah.
Some friends, enjoy life. I do a lot of sports. I read a bit.
What was that?
I
What?
read
Read.
reading.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
read
What
a
do you
bit.
read? What do you like to read?
A bit of everything. A bit of economical books,
Hmm.
a bit of history, a bit of novels. Actually, a bit. I have quite a diverse.
Okay.
Uh,
If- Do you have because usually this is what would you like to spread a French author's name for people who doesn't know about French authors that much, that you have read a good book from a French author? What would you recommend?
uh, it's hard to recommend. Depends what kind of literature you want to read.
Of course.
If you want to read some like very classical ones.
Carré, Carré perhaps, or
Sorry.
no, no, you tell me if there's any classics that you should read. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Like Balzac.
Balzac, good.
Balzac. You should read maybe Guy de Maupassant. You should read Racine. You should read.
Yeah,
I don't know. There are so many stuff that I could recommend. To be
yeah,
honest.
of course. I also heard you play quite a lot of. Is it tennis you play a lot, or is it some other
Yeah,
sports?
yeah, yeah. I played quite a lot of tennis.
Are
Yeah,
you good?
yeah. I'm doing alright.
Okay.
I play alright. I play alright.
That's good. It's important to have other interests so you don't get your brain
Yeah,
just melts from just poker, right?
yeah. I think it's very important, especially when you play. I mean, quite high stakes,
Yeah,
mid stakes, high stakes. I think that when you sit at your desk and you start playing, you just need to be 100% focused
yeah,
and be ready to play poker. Be just 100% concentrated on what you do, and just to enjoy as well.
yeah. Of course.
You need to enjoy playing poker to be good.
Yeah.
So
Before the World Series, you said you played everything from 510 to 2550.
yeah.
What are the domains you are moving around on today?
uh, Honestly, I don't think that I will play much higher. Maybe
2550 is high already.
sorry.
2550 is already high.
Yeah. I mean, you can have big swings with 2550. So I don't really need to have much more variance.
No, no, no.
uh,
Is it strictly Texas No Limit?
I play a bit of PLO. Yeah, I play a bit of PLO. I play a bit of Dis to 7 for fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I have two very good friends, Sebastian Sabik and Alex.
Yeah.
Covered some top players in the game, so
Yeah.
I just watch them playing sometimes, and I think it's a very fun game. So I played a bit myself,
Yeah, that's excellent.
but I don't play big stakes very.
I heard you were doing a Q&A, Ask Me Anything on the Poker VIP forum, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. When will you? Is that thread open now, or is it
Yeah,
just to
the
go
thread
in
is
there?
still open. I already had a few questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thread is still open, and you can come and ask me anything about my experience, about the main event, about anything.
I think that's a pretty cool thing that you. I mean, one of the things, because that's why I asked you a lot about it, is that it's more or less every player's dream. Have you dreamt of it a lot before this summer? Have you thought about it?
Now, before I made it to a final line, you mean?
Before you started to play the main event, was it the first time you
Yeah,
played the main event?
yeah, it was the first time.
Yeah. Have you seen videos? Have you dreamt of once be sitting there?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Especially, I remember back in 2009,
Okay.
there was another French player who made it to another niner,
Of course.
Antoine Saoud.
Oh yeah, he made it to the
Well,
WSOP Poker Europe final table as well.
yeah, as well. Yeah.
What a year he had. Yeah.
So at that time, I was already playing like maybe 5-10 online and making some good months. And you see this guy who's like some kind of somehow an amateur.
Yeah.
He makes the final table, so you're just thinking, all right, I can do it myself too.
Yeah, of course.
And the year after, I think Jonathan Duhamel won, and Jonathan Duhamel.
Yeah, Jonathan Duhamel. Yeah.
Jonathan Duhamel, yeah. And I used to play with him online.
Oh.
We played quite a bunch of hands, I think,
Okay.
on Everest Poker. I think at the time, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if I go, all right, maybe if I go play the main event, I can do it too. And
Yeah, of course.
here I am.
Did you when you have reached the final table? Did you contact Antoine Sao to talk to him, or do you know him at all?
Yeah, I actually met him right there in Vegas. He was still in Vegas at that time, so we discussed a bit. But the funny thing is, he didn't prepare so much for the final table. He was just, he didn't really prepare. He didn't hire anybody. He just spent a bit of time with some friends. Just talking about a few stuff, a bit of strategy, and that's it. That's what he told me. Maybe that's also part of his success because he played very well. He didn't look like he was feeling any pressure at the final table.
Yeah,
and he almost win.
Yeah, I think it's
the final table. Made
I think some players it doesn't suit to practice too much or change their ways. I mean, because for some people who have learned a lot from other players, maybe it's not the right teacher, and they change the game and it becomes worse.
Yeah, I agree. It's not always maybe the best decision to hire some coaches like just before a big event because it can mix things up in your mind. So I mean, for myself, I think it was a very good thing. I just I didn't change my whole game. I just tried to think about the game, about every single spot like a tournament player would do.
Yeah.
Just thinking about okay, what's this player range in this spot? Why is he opening? Why is he free betting?
Right.
And it's just something I wasn't used to too much. I mean, before because it's quite different in concerning strategy when you play a cash game or tournaments. It's quite a different strategy.
Of course. Now, what are your goals? What are your goals for until the next World Series of Poker? I guess you're going to play next year. I mean, what do you aim to do for the coming 6 months?
So I just plan to play the circuits. We play almost every single EPT. I will be in Prague in December to play the EPT, WPT. I think I will play maybe one high roller too.
Okay.
But yeah, And yeah, I mean, now my new challenge, my new goal is just to win a major title, to win an EPT, WPT, to win a bracelet. So this is also why I signed with a sponsor, because I don't think that it's really doable to play to go play the circuit when you don't have a sponsor. It's just very expensive. It's very time consuming and very expensive.
Yeah.
So now I just feel very free, and I don't have any financial issues. So
Wow.
I can focus on playing more tournaments and do my best to win one in the coming months.
Excellent. And maybe have some fun as well, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite. It's not a bad life.
No.
Travel all around Europe and all over the world to play live tournaments. It's
Yeah.
not bad.
Are you going to the PCA in January?
Yeah, I think so. I think I will
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to this as well.
Excellent. Now,
Yes.
it was really nice to talk to you. And for those who want to ask you questions, go into the PokerVip.com forum
Sure,
and ask you questions, right? And you will answer them.
of course.
It was really nice talking to you, Sylvain. Maybe we get the
Thanks.
chance to talk again.
Sure. Nice talking to you, Ricardo. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And if I get to Prague, I used to live in Prague, so I'll take you to
All
dinner some night.
right. Cool.
Okay.
Excellent. All
Take
right.
care now, and we talk again.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.